Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Pastor Tim, and I am joined today by my special guest,
Chris McGee.
And welcome to the Equipment Podcast, where we are helping people be equipped for who they were meant to be. All right. And we are back in the building with another awesome and amazing topic. And I'm so happy I got my brother here with me because I've known this guy for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And so we'll get into that too. But today we're going to be talking about spiritual gifts versus natural talents.
Okay.
All right. And so I said, and y'all find out why I couldn't do this episode with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? He had to be here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I got my brother here in the building today. Chris, tell us about yourself, man.
Well, country boy, from big city of Dumas, Arkansas. Spent time in Monticello, Arkansas as well, so I call both of them my hometown. Came from a musical family. My fourth generation PK. So I grew up in church. My granddad was a pastor. His dad was a pastor. My dad was a pastor. My granddad's granddad was a pastor. Wow. So, I grew up in church. I fell in love with music, as a kid. Started off on the drums like most church kids do. You know about that.
Already.
I was blessed to be able to learn or gifted with the talent to play keyboard, drums, play a little bit of bass. Try learning lead guitar. We still working on that. We're going to figure out how that works out. I'm a songwriter, producer. I've released records. I've written and produced records for a lot of different people, locally and nationally. I currently play and am the minister of music of the church that I serve at right now.
And so you see why nobody else. It wasn't nobody. Nobody. So, man, look, I am so happy to have him here today. Look, and after all those accolades and gifts in those services areas, still one of the most humble people I know.
Thank you.
Down to earth. Sometimes you can meet people who are very gifted or very talented, and they will let you know it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm glad to have him here. He's super down to earth, man, and this is my brother. All right, and so y'all know how we do, man. We're gonna get into some questions today on this subject: spiritual gifts versus natural talents. Man, when you hear that topic, man, what comes to mind?
Well, first, let me set a disclaimer. I don't want to make nobody mad about what I'm about to say.
Get in their business.
I just want to make sure
Get all in it.
that, y'all understand that this is coming from a place of love and just from, the things that God has given me.
When the person have to make a preparation statement, it's about to go down.
So what I'll say to this is talents are things that you were born to do. Mm-hmm. Gifts are things that God gave you to show Him to other people. So, it's a lot of talented people, but it's not a lot of gifted people. Because the thing about it is, talent is something that you have, but gifts come without repentance.
Ooh.
So
coming in hot.
But I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like to label it as talented just because you play like a musical instrument but talent doesn't have anything to do with music. It has to do with who you are. You know what I'm saying? And what you have, what you were born to do.
Gifts.
Talent.
Talent. Okay. Gotcha.
Talent is what you were
born to do.
What you were born to do, what you have. Like, there are people who are born, like, say for instance, there's a father who, even if we look at last names, like, you have a last name like Smith.
Right.
If you think about the name Smith, that comes from Bricksmith. And so, like, you may have a dad that's a construction worker, and his dad was a construction worker, and his dad was a construction worker. Here you go. Here you go.
It's not the time or the place. Go ahead.
But you automatically have those gifts to be able to do those things, because that's kind of something that's tied almost really truthfully to your family. I already knew you were to go with that, but we'll leave it there for right now. But when it comes to talents, that's something that basically that you were born into. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you have, like, I have a musical family. I was born into music. My mom sings. All of my aunts sings. I have uncles that are musicians. I have cousins and aunties and just several people in my family that are great people musically, whether they sing, play, write songs or whatever.
Right.
That's something that my family was born into.
Right.
But the thing about it is, the gift is what draws people to God. You can be talented, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gifted.
Right.
You can, because, can I use names?
Man, hey, it's your world.
Okay. So, now, before I say this is just my opinion, so I don't want anybody to get mad if I say your favorite singer's name.
Ain't nobody sponsoring us.
This is just, right. This is just my opinion. So, like, you can take a singer like Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole is talented to sing.
Right.
But she doesn't have the gift to move God.
Right.
Well,
that's good.
But CeCe Winans is talented to sing, but she has a gift that can move God and bring God to you and bring you to God. So there's a difference. I can go to a Frankie Beverly and Mays concert, but if Frankie Beverly came to my church, and I hope he don't, because he passed away a little bit, but but either way it go, what I'm saying is, if he came to my church, I wouldn't feel like God was bringing me. I'd probably feel like doing an electric slide before I let go.
Right.
And so, even to take it even further,
talk about it, Doc. Talk about it.
Like I said, it doesn't necessarily always have to do with music. There are some pastors,
come on now,
who are gifted to speak, but they're not necessarily. They're talented to speak, but they're not necessarily gifted to be pastors.
It's gonna be one of them episodes.
Man, they gonna cancel me, man. I might. Man, if I get fired from my church, can I come play for you?
Come on.
But no, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying, and it's just one of those things to where like if like it's a lot of it's a lot of talented speakers and people who can preach and who can preach and close and close the walls down,
right,
and have people running across the church. That doesn't necessarily equate to gifted.
That's good, dog.
Because pastoring is not preaching. Pastoring is pastoring. David was a pastor, not because he preached.
Ooh.
He wasn't a pastor because he preached. He was a pastor because he was a pastor. He attended his flock. He watched over his flock. He protected his flock.
Come on, man.
He didn't just get up and give introduction, 3 points, and a close. He pastored his people. There are a lot of preachers that are just preachers, and there are a lot of pastors that are just preachers, but there are a lot of pastors that are actually pastors. Mm-hmm. And so that's just one aspect of it. I mean, you can say the same thing about deacons. You can say the same thing about ushers. You can say the same thing about greeters.
Right.
Because everybody don't need to be at your front door in your church.
Come on, man.
Because they're not equipped.
They're not gifted.
They don't have the gift.
Yeah.
You see how I use equipped.
Come on.
I did it on purpose.
Appreciate it.
But they're not gifted to actually be able to present themselves to the first people that walk into your church. Mm-hmm. Because some people have nasty attitudes.
Yeah.
And then some people just have nasty looks. Like they don't mean bad, but their presence and they don't have a happy demeanor.
Yeah.
So if I come to your church and the first greeter I see look like she got an attitude, she might be the sweetest person in the world, or he might be the sweetest person in the world. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're equipped for that.
Right.
You know, they're not gifted to do that. Right. Now, they may be talented because they're nice and they're kind people.
Organized
but just
and everything, yeah.
Organize and know how to, plan and be in a certain space. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gifted to do that.
God, that was just one question.
My bad. I'm sorry.
No. I love it. Let me ask you a question. So, can you share a moment when you realized God had gifted you spiritually beyond your natural ability?
Ooh. Yes, I can. So, I realized I was gifted. In my life, I've had like a lot of different things happen. I say this statement a lot of times to people that, what somebody's gone through in their life could possibly kill you. Mm. So never compare your life to somebody else's. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I've gone through some things in my life where I felt like I didn't even have it in me to do it. I lost my brother last year. And that was probably one of the biggest losses I've ever had in my life. Mm-hmm. But I was still able to serve. I was still able to be there. I was still able to minister. And I didn't know the effect that it had until one Sunday, I led a song for the choir. And it was an older lady came up to me after church. Mm-hmm. And people will come up to you and be like, oh, I enjoyed the song.
Right.
But an older lady came up to me after church, and the first thing she said to me was, you know what? I felt your spirit.
Wow.
During that song. I didn't feel like it was a show. Mm-hmm. I felt your spirit. I felt you in that song. I felt that song not only ministering to me, but I felt it ministering to you.
Wow.
And so that made me feel like, okay, this is not in vain. because to be honest with you, I didn't even want to be there that Sunday.
Right.
I didn't want. I showed up out of obligation versus showing up out of need to or want to.
Right. Right.
You know, and that's something else that we can talk about too, because that's about gifts and talents as well.
Definitely.
You know, because a lot of times when you're talented, even if you're obligated, you won't show up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gifted, you show up because you know you gotta be there.
Yeah. Because it's not for anybody else; it's for him.
Exactly. Because you're not showing up because I use this. T.D. Jakes said something in a sermon. He said, a lot of people, I'm paraphrasing. Mm-hmm. So he said, a lot of people get caught up on titles. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is, God didn't say I will make your title great. He said, I will make your name great. And the thing about it is, so many people get caught up on titles and want to be seen, want to be in the front of the crowd. But can you do what you're doing in front of 5 people the same way you would do it in front of 5,000 people?
Come on, man.
Because the thing about it is, that's a huge difference between gifted and talented. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? What I do in front of 5 people, I'm going to do it the same way in front of 5,000.
Right.
It doesn't matter who's there, because I'm singing for God, but I'm also singing to minister to the people that are in front of me, because they came to be ministered to. This is not a concert. This is church service. And there's a difference between that too.
So what I'm hearing is, so talent allows you a space to phone in.
Exactly.
Versus a gift, because it's a gift and it is in you and is you, it's the same way every time. You know what I'm saying?
Time.
So that's why you said the difference between 5 and 500. Person's telling like, well, it's only 5 people that not. I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of songs. Right. But if we got a whole stadium full, we can do a whole concert.
Catalog.
Come on, yeah.
They're trying to do their whole catalog. The 5 people show. Like I've been to concerts where an artist has showed up and the concert didn't sell that well. Mm-hmm. And it's been both sides. It's been a concert where the artist came in and you could tell that they mailed it in. Mm-hmm. But then it's also been a concert where the artist came in and was like, I don't care who here. We going for everything that we know.
Right.
And then, and the crazy part about it is the artist that came in was like, we going for everything we know. Man, you would be surprised the amount of deliverance that came in that room. Yeah. Just because they wasn't really there to just perform. Yeah. And not only that, those were probably the best concerts I've been to, if we being honest. Yeah. You know, and then I mean it's a whole lot to it, man, because like, you know, even when I talk about concerts versus actual ministry, like church service, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, revival, conference, whatever. Right. A lot of people look at a concert, and this is a very debatable topic, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at a gospel concert. Some people say, hey, why am I paying this amount of money to go to a gospel concert, especially if it's at a church? Right. And then you have people saying, well, you know, okay, well, you're paying that because there are certain things that you have to get from it. Like the artist has to be paid, the building has to be paid for, the sound man has to be paid, the people who are operating, there are certain finances that go to it. Right. But I mean, if we go to church service on Sunday morning, the building has to be paid for, the lights have to be paid for, the musicians are paid, sound man is paid, the person that cut the yard is paid. Mm-hmm. There are certain things, they have certain benevolent funds and things that are paid for to feed and help people, because people don't want to pay tithes because they like, oh, okay, I'm giving all my money to the pastor. The pastor probably paying more money to the church than you are, but I ain't gonna go in this a whole different rabbit hole. But at the same time, like when it comes to concerts, yes, in some aspect of it, I don't necessarily want to go to a concert. I want to go because I'm paying for it, and this is the type of music I love to hear. And I do want to be entertained because it's a talent. I'm going to see what your talent is. But the best part about that is when there's a gifted artist, I go to be entertained, but I still experience a move of God.
I'm gonna give you, because you just dropping names. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been to a live concert, but a person like a Ty Trippett,
I've been to several,
and it's like it's extremely entertaining. But there is a moment. I don't care if they stop everything. You're gonna have that moment. If you don't get it throughout the whole show, I don't know how you don't get it through the whole show, but you know what I'm saying? There's always a moment to where, hold on, forget all this that's going on, forget all the flash. This is not what we're here for. We're here because of him, because of God. You know what I'm saying? So I love stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some people will be like, no, we just gotta, this is our playlist. We're gonna hit that. We gotta get out of here because we gotta go someplace else.
Right.
To play again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you said something a while back, and what it was is that you talked about how when you had to come back after your brother's funeral, and you had to play, and you said you came back to play and sing, but you said something about serving. You said the reason why I came back because I had to serve. And so, can you talk about how a person can have a talent for something, but that gift is different? It can work hand in hand. So, say in this situation, it's like my gift at that moment was serving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Although I'm doing serving through my talent, you know what I'm saying? It's the main gift was I'm here out of my heart, out of my soul, because it's a lot going on in my life. I had something just tragically happen to me. You know, I'm playing, I'm singing, but I'm here because I have to serve. That's my call.
So when it comes to stuff like that question, I actually like those kind of questions because what it does is it makes you think more about what you do. There are a whole lot of musicians that play just to get a check. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the check.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just real.
Be real, yeah.
You know, but the thing about it is a talent. Like I've been in places to where like a talent for me, like I can play the keys without even thinking about it. Like I don't have to think about what I'm doing when I'm playing the keys. Like somebody can tell me a song. If I know it, I don't even have to think about it. I'm just gonna start playing. Right. So when I show up and I'm serving, I'm not necessarily thinking about what I'm playing, but I'm thinking about what it means.
Come on. I like that.
I've played, like, this will probably help somebody. I've played in prophetic arenas for different, like, prophets or preachers or revivals. And you can be in a song and God will give you something else that's not a part of that song. And it'll shift the entire atmosphere of the church.
Right.
I've been at church where, because a lot of people don't understand this either. And so let me I gotta say this part.
Come on.
People feel like a lot of times where, like, say a musician might be playing and they feel like they're just doing it just so they can show off. Like when it comes to like shout music, or, you know what I'm saying, if they're, you know, the spirit is high, they feel like the musicians are doing it just to show off. But that's not really the case. The case is, y'all get the opportunity to dance and wave your hands and run around the church or whatever it is that you do for your praise. Our praise is the organ, the bass, the keyboard, the drums, the guitar, our voices. That's what our praise is.
That's good.
So if we're praising God for us, then you have to understand the fact that we might not even be in tune with what the order of the service is. We're not even worried about or thinking about the order of service,
Right.
because we know we got to do scripture and prayer, and the choir got to sing 2 songs, and the pastor get up and talk, then we do offering, then the choir got to sing another song, they do announcements, and the pastor get up and preach. We know the order of service, how it goes based on where we play. But what we don't know is that when we're in the moment and God is actually ministering to us in that moment, we're not gonna stop.
Right.
And it's not out of disrespect.
Right.
It's because God is moving through us. Because what people fail to realize is, as a musician, you don't really get a chance to sit down and listen to the sermon. You are there
Always listening.
You're listening to
for
the
cues,
sermon,
yeah.
but you're listening not to grow. You're listening to do a job.
Yeah.
You're listening to use your gift, not your talent, because it's a difference.
Come on,
because you can be a talented musician and don't know how to make a preacher
spaced out,
and know how to make a preacher elevate the points that he's making, so God can move. Because music is God moving.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand
Say it
that
again,
part.
boy.
Music is God moving.
Come on.
Because music is it flows across all streams of people. Like anybody, music flows. It doesn't matter what the song is. Take Me to the King is one of the biggest songs that's ever made, and guess what? It ain't just black people listening to it.
Right.
Never Would Have Made It is a huge song.
Right.
And it's not just black people listening to it.
Right.
So music transfers through all generations, through all colors, all creeds, all religions. Let me make sure I say that part. All religions. Because I know of people who were Muslim and Never Would Have Made It was played at a funeral service for a Muslim.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is this. When we're in worship, our gift is making room for us to be delivered. Our gifts don't just make room. Your gift will make room for you. That's what they always say.
Yeah.
The gift don't make room for you just to get paid. Sometimes the gift make room for you to be delivered.
Exactly.
Sometimes the gift make room for you to be healed. Sometimes I go to church and I can be in the worst mental space ever. But once I get to playing, God is opening up and I'm just seeing myself better than what I was when I walked in there.
Right.
And I hadn't even heard the sermon.
So it's not necessarily just the aspect of the ability to play.
Right.
It's the ministry that's happening when the playing is happening.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because especially like you said, sometimes it's like you don't get the chance to jump and dance and run like everybody else do. And so that is our jump and dance and run. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we have been, like, even at the church I play at now, shout out to First Baptist Church, Pastor William L. Robinson, great pastor, great man of God. We've been in church, and it wasn't even me. We shout, we playing, shout, the spirit is high, people are shouting, we dancing, and we playing we grooving, doing our thing. The drummer, we like, okay, da 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 ba ba. The drummer still playing,
Gone.
cause he gone.
Yeah.
Because whatever he needed was in him playing them drums.
Right.
His gift, but not only was his gift helping him, alto, as soon as he kept playing, she recognized that, oh, God is still working.
Yeah.
She started getting happy. And everybody's starting to feel the spirit of God, because it has nothing to do with it has to do with the music.
Yeah, I get you.
But God is more important than the music.
The music, the instruments, it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool.
And so,
Why do you think they, like, even in movies and TV shows,
it moves.
they have certain tones that they'll
They call
play.
them movements.
Right.
You know
in
what
a
I'm saying?
certain
Yeah.
in a certain, like, if it's a happy moment, they playing happy music. If it's a somber moment, they're playing somber music. If it's a scary moment, they're playing scary music. You know what I'm saying? Music is used to move people,
Right.
but it's the difference between having somebody that's gifted and talented to make sure that it's moving in the right way, because those are orchestrated in the movies, but in church and in ministry, it has to be
so much more,
and you have to know, and you don't know because of talent, you know because of gifts.
Because of gifts, yes. So let me ask you this: how do we sometimes misuse or misunderstand our talents as replacements for God's power?
Ego.
I knew when I was reading it.
Ego. You have like, I saw a post on social media the other day, and it basically was a guy talking about how, you know, musicians will show up and not know the music, or will show up late, and basically what they're doing is they're making in 1 to 2 hours what somebody will make on their job for a full week.
Right.
But then you show up late, you're unprepared. You know what I'm saying? You coming in smelling like weed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got a bad attitude. Can't nobody approach you. Can't nobody say nothing to you. Can't nobody correct you. Mm-hmm. You're arrogant, and you feel like you're better than everybody else. But what you don't understand is there are musicians everywhere.
Right.
And people have the same gifts with way better work ethic, way better attitudes. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't take that for granted. And I think that's what the problem, that's what happens. That's where talent differs from gifts. Mm-hmm. Because a talented person will have an attitude. A talented person will walk in a room full of musicians, or walk in a church service and feel like everybody's supposed to bow at their feet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a gifted musician will walk in with a humble spirit and say, hey, you know, hey, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? A talented musician will have a problem with showing somebody something that they know.
Yeah.
That'll help the other person get better. A gifted musician will show you whatever they can show you. Mm-hmm. They don't have a problem with sharing.
Right.
A talented musician might not answer the phone for you if you don't have a big enough name. A gifted musician will show up and answer the phone for you based off of what they can provide for you.
Right.
And then they will still have the character to say yes or no and not feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a huge difference between the mentalities of both people. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you know, and it is what it is because it happens in every industry. Like I said, I don't want to make it necessarily just about musicians, because you can say the same thing about pastors. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing about people who can sing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing about ushers or people that are just lay members.
Right.
In church. Yeah. Getting mad because somebody's sitting in your seat.
Come on.
Type stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just all a part of, what are you here for? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Come here, Psalms 150. Let everything.
That has, bro. I like it, man. Sound like a preacher. Man.
You see, I tried not to make facial make eye contact with you.
But I tell you, it's good to actually even be able to just talk about this in the open, because there's a lot of people who have talents, and like you said, it's not just the talents that's in front where everybody can see.
Right.
You can have a talent of being in the finance office.
Exactly.
Or no, I'm sorry, a gift of being in finance. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't want it to make it seem like it's just the people that's out in front. No, everybody has talent in some way, shape, form, fashion, and everybody has a gift and a call. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they mash up, and sometimes they can be on two totally different levels.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it can be to the point to where, like, the building facilitator.
Yes.
You can have the talent to be able to take a key and unlock a door and turn the air conditioner on, but do you have the gift to understand that I need to be here at a certain time.
Right.
To turn this air conditioner on so the service don't be hot,
get
or
joy out of it,
and be happy to do it. And not only that, it's not even just about turning it on and doing it. It's about the fact that as soon as you see somebody that walk in, you happy to see him. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's a guy. I gotta shout him out. His name is Mr. Hood. Mm-hmm. He goes to my church. He is by far one of the most happiest people I've ever seen in my life. Like, every time I see him, he got a smile on his face. He's always upbeat. The choir singing, I don't care what the choir singing. Mm-hmm. He is upbeat. If they singing a slow song, he's still upbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the kind of that's called somebody with a gift to just be able to be there to serve. Because like, you have to servants to be of service to somebody. Yeah, you have to be gifted to be that do that. I can equate it to you have a restaurant. If I open up a restaurant, I can just use my family to run it. Mm-hmm. But if they're not gifted, right, they know how to count money. They know how to take an order. They know how to do all of that. But if they're not gifted in the service, right, and how to treat people and how to do people and how to interact, my business is not gonna be successful because I have the wrong person doing the wrong thing. They may be talented to do it. They may have the talent and the knowledge, because that's really what talent is. Yeah. Knowledge. It's like the know-how. Exactly. There's a lot of people have the know-how. I have the know-how to be a teacher in school. I'm not gifted to be a teacher in school. Come on, man. Come on. Because these kids is bad. You feel me? You got to be gifted. You know what I mean? So I have you can have the talent to do something or the knowledge to do something. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have thank you, Holy Ghost. The talent is the knowledge. The gift is the spirit. I like that. You can have the knowledge to do something, but if you don't have the spirit to do it, then you shouldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of talented people doing things that they don't have the spirit to do just because they're talented to do it.
And the thing about that, you can be talented and know how to do something, but if you're not moved by the spirit, or if you're not gifted by the spirit to do it, then talent is only going to allow you to do so much.
Watch this. You can have the talent to do something, and then you can have the spirit to do something. But what do you do when you lose the spirit to do something that you have a talent to do? Let me make that plain. I can have a talent to be a minister of music at my church and teach the choir and sing and play my instrument. And I can have the gift to do that. But then sometimes you might experience this word that's called burnout. Mm-hmm. And you lose your spirit to do it. But then you're operating only off talent.
Right.
Then there's no growth in the ministry because you're not operating in spirit anymore. Right. You're not operating in your gift. You're only operating on your know-how. Because guess what? Without my gift, I'm talented enough to teach a song. I can learn a song on my way to church and teach it like the record. Right. I can sit down and hear a song and play it. That's a talent. But the gift is the spirit of how I'm teaching it and what I'm doing when I'm teaching it and how I feel when I get there to teach it. The want to and the will. Mm-hmm. It's not out of obligation. It's out of because I know I need to do this. And people get it confused because obligation doesn't necessarily mean need.
Come on, dude.
Obligation means that you know that you have to. Mm-hmm. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to.
Right. Because if the obligation is gone.
No,
if you stop it.
Exactly. So I need to do this. If I'm not playing nowhere, I know that my ministry is my ministry and what God has gifted me to do. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to do. So what did he say? Prophet Brian Corn, he said, it's one thing to be fired by God and not know it. He said it's a lot of people operating because they're only operating. And he didn't say this, but this is what I got from it. It's a lot of people operating in talent and not operating in gift.
Right.
They're operating in knowledge. I know a whole lot of preachers and pastors that can dissect the word of God and preach and do all of these things, and they can come and shut your church down. They don't necessarily mean that they're operating in gift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then there are a lot of singers that can sing your church down.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't mean that they operate in gift. They operate in obligation because they've accepted the obligation. In the music world, obligation is no different than the word gig.
Come on now.
Obligation is I've obligated myself to be here at this time, so I know I'm supposed to be here and I have to be here. But what happens if you don't even have to be here? Will you still show up?
Right.
Will you still show up? And then not only just show up, but show up the same way that you would if you were obligated.
Let me ask you this, since we're here, because sometimes people, they may be talented to do something, but let's say somebody's gifted to do something, and the question is, have you ever tried to operate in somebody else's gifts or callings, and what did you learn?
Oh man, yeah, man, yes. There's two stories I want to tell you. One is going to have to do with the music part, and the other is going to have to do with the preaching part.
All right.
Because I am an ordained minister. I don't know if you said that. But
you speak like one. Go ahead.
You crazy. So, musically, I was presented with a song to sing. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, and this is not coming from a cocky or arrogant place, but I can sing. Mm-hmm. I know I can sing, right? Mm-hmm. But the person that was singing the song that I was supposed to sing was Zacardi Cortez. So I can't sing like Zacardi Cortez.
You gotta know.
What I mean? But what I tried to do was all of the stuff that he did. And musicians, a lot of musicians I know, they use the word flesh when it comes to certain things. And at that point, that was flesh.
Right.
I was trying to do what Cardi was doing because it sounded good to me, and everybody loved how he did it. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna do it too. Yeah, Doc. Oh, Doc. Man, how terrible it was.
I got one of them too.
Oh, how terrible it was. Right. That's why now, I'm just going to sing the song how I sing it. It can be their song, but I'm not going to do what they doing if I know I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes if God don't even lead me to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch how you try to mimic people. Because
come on, man.
The thing about it is when you're running track, there are 8 lanes in track, right? There are 8 lanes. If I'm running 100, if I'm running a 100 meter dash, my son runs track, so I'm learning this.
Right.
You have this lane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? All right. If you in lane 1 and you end up in lane 3, you're automatically disqualified. Why? Because you didn't stay in your lane.
Come on.
Let me take it further. If you're driving and you're riding down the freeway and there's 3 lanes and you switch over into a lane and the police get behind you, they're going to get behind you and pull you over because you made an improper lane change.
Ooh.
If you're driving and a car is beside you and you're in your lane and they're in their lane, what's going to happen if you get in their lane? It's going to cause a wreck. All I said was stay in your lane. Know what your lane is. It's so many preachers out here that go to a Baptist church and feel like they got to get up there and hoop. And you ain't got no hoop. Let it go, big dog. Finish your sermon out strong. You can raise your voice and all of that. You ain't got a hoop.
I had to learn that the hard way.
Man.
I'm not a hooper.
Man, hey, man.
I am not a hooper.
Listen. It's
not that I can't, but it's not what I'm called to do.
It's not in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not your gift.
And I got up there early in ministry. At one church, it was a revival.
Oh,
and there was like 2 people in front of me. I don't know why they did this. But these 2 people, they hooped. I mean, they hooped. And so I got up there, last person.
Oh, man.
Last person. And I called myself
trying to
hoop.
And messed up your
whole, right on my face.
Messed up your whole sermon.
Whatever happened before, it was gone. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Fell right on my face. But watch this, like you just said, if I would have just stayed in my lane,
you'd have been fine.
Because the word was good.
Exactly.
People were interacting, they were responding.
Exactly.
Stay in your lane.
Do what you supposed to do.
Yes.
Listen, you ain't finna see me get up and try to sing a Karen Clark Sheard song. Because I don't even have that range in my voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You not finna see me try to get on the drums and do Rain on Us. I got licks and I can play, but I'm rusty. I ain't played drums in a minute. Because they don't let me play no more. You know how that is. But if I get up there on Rain on Us and try to do all the licks I know,
right.
I'm going to look like a fool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all know Rain. Go ahead.
John P. Key.
Shout
out to Uncle John. John P. Key Rain on Us. But what I'm saying is, like, you just have to be able to stay in your lane and do what you're supposed to do. Another thing is, I was invited to our home church to preach, to do inspirational address for a service they were having. And I had a sermon that I had prepared, and I had all my notes and everything was right there. But the day of, God was like, preach this.
Oh, that's scary.
I'm like, hey, I ain't even prepared. Like, he gave me the scripture, gave me the topic. I didn't have any points or anything like that. It was just the scripture and the topic. Right. And I was supposed to get up there for 5 to 10 minutes and do what I was supposed to do. I said, no, let me go with what I know. Crashed and burned.
Yeah.
Like, all I could say was, when I got done, was, y'all pray for me. I was like, y'all pray for me. I'm like, man, this is terrible. Like, it wasn't a message for the house.
Right.
So let me speak to that. Sometimes you got to make sure you feed the house. In my house, I know my youngest son doesn't like potatoes. He doesn't like mashed potatoes or baked potatoes. And so if I'm coming to feed him, why would I give him baked potatoes or mashed potatoes knowing that he doesn't eat that?
Right.
Or, let me say it this way. My niece has a newborn. The newborn drinks milk. What do I look like giving a newborn steak? He's not even prepared physically.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have teeth to chew it.
Oh, that's good.
His stomach and his digestional system is not even prepared or even ready for anything like that, because all he needs at this point is milk.
Yes.
So why would I go to a church and preach a meat message to milk people?
Oh, come on, man. So that's where, when we talk about having a talent without the spirit, is not a gift.
Exactly, because I'm working on talent.
Or even, watch this though, you can be gifted. Don't get me wrong, you can be gifted to do something.
It's still not.
But if you're not being led by the spirit, Just like your gift will make
good.
room for you, your gift will close some doors too.
It sure will.
You know what I'm saying? So
It sure will.
we have to in whatever thing we do. I don't
Big
care
facts.
if it's a talent or a gift. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be led by the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you one more, okay?
All right.
I think this is a good one. How can leaders encourage the development of gifts without creating the pressure to perform? If you had to go back all over again and you look back over your journey, because I already know, because we know each other, right? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
There have been times where people try to take advantage of your gift. You know what I'm saying? There have been times where people will get you, you know what I'm saying? Because we understand what comes with a gifted musician or a gifted speaker or a gifted usher, anybody that's gifted, you know what I'm saying? And so if you were going back to the beginning and you had to be, and you were wanting to be developed again, how would you have wanted to be developed?
Well, the first thing I would tell myself is this: don't prostitute your gift.
I ain't got another towel though.
Don't prostitute your gift. A lot of people fall victim to gift prostitution, because they feel like because they're there and they're doing their gift and they're doing it out of love and they're doing it before God, the person that is responsible for or the head may not be operating in gift. They may be operating in talent. And so they're using your gift to win, even though you can still win, but it's just important that you don't prostitute your talent.
Right.
Another thing that, you know, you can't, as a leader, you can't be afraid of Elisha becoming bigger than Elijah. There are a lot of people in leadership that doesn't have because a leader doesn't necessarily stop you from growing or prevent you from growing or blackball you from growing or close doors to keep you from growing.
Right.
They're going to watch you grow and surpass them. I'm a dad. I have 3 kids. My oldest son is 19. My daughter's 15. My youngest son is 10. My bonus daughter is 16. So 4 kids in all. And I would be remiss to say why would I keep my kids from being bigger and better than me? I can say this about, and I'll pay homage to Reverend Robert Floyd. He never had a problem with allowing people to grow. And even if they surpassed him, he never, as far as I know, had a problem with that. You feel me? Like, when I first started my ministry, I started under him. He didn't have a problem with me preaching ever. Even when I left to serve with my parents, he would call me back to preach.
Right.
Or call me back to play. You know what I mean? He gave you opportunities to preach.
Right.
And so many others. And it's a long line of preachers that came under him. A lot of people don't feel that way. And that's the reason why a lot of ministries suffer. We're about to get up out of here, so I really don't want to go there.
Man, hey, we're gonna be here as long as we need to be here.
So a lot of that has to do with tradition and being kind of stuck in your ways. what people always like to use and like what they always like to say is God don't change. But the thing about it is God doesn't change, but times do.
That's it.
Times do. And so when you have people who feel like they shouldn't be dancing in church. Why y'all got dancers? They didn't dance in church when I was a kid. That's not saved. Well, it's a different time. And you have to, come here, St. Mark, reach people where they are. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to reach, because you got to keep up with the times. Different people like different things. I'm not finna reach my kids on I'm coming up the rough side of the mountain because they don't even know nothing about that.
Right.
But I could probably reach them with, I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Right.
And I'm still talking about gifts and talents.
The message is still there.
The message is there. It's just that you don't like the message because it ain't Shirley Caesar. You don't like the message.
Delivery, yeah.
Yeah, you don't like the delivery. But just because you're not receiving from it, it goes back to milk versus meat. If you just because you don't like the delivery of it, that means that message wasn't for you.
Right.
You have to understand what's for you and what's not. Stay in your lane. It's all coming back because you have to understand that everything that God does is nothing new under the sun. Everything was already there in the first place. We just have to embrace it. So if I'm a leader, I'm not holding nobody back from nothing that they do.
Right.
Because that makes me a better leader. Me being in front doesn't make me not be a leader.
Right. Come on.
You have to, it's like delegation. The basketball coach of a team, he's the leader of the team. He ain't shot not one basket, ain't dunked the ball, ain't blocked a shot, got no rebounds, ain't stole nothing. But he's the leader of the team. So you have to learn how to delegate and understand that just because one light shines, that doesn't dim yours.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people, when it comes to musicians, when it comes to pastors, when it comes to church leaders, administrators, deacons, ushers, people who are leading in ministry, just because somebody has an idea or God leads them and moves them into a way because they're using their gift, it doesn't keep you from not being able to still use yours.
That's good.
You know, you can be over a youth ministry and somebody can say, hey, why don't we do this? Well, no, that's not how we do that because we ain't never done it like that, so we're not going to do it like that now.
Gifts don't clash.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. Gifts
so when
don't
you
clash.
clashing,
It's talent.
you're not operating in your gift. Yeah.
Flesh.
Flesh.
That's what I'm gonna start calling talent. Flesh. Oh man, that's flesh.
Man. So, man, look, I greatly, as we wrapping up, man, I greatly appreciate your time for coming out here, spending time with us. On behalf of the NOKA family, you know what I'm saying? Your family, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. No because problem. We understand that none of our guests have been here. I speak to all our guests. Y'all didn't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you, for sure, man. You know, sharing your gifts.
You already know.
Yes, sir.
You already know.
And this has been an amazing episode, man. I say this about all the episodes. Like, oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Like I said last time, they just be good though. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta call you how to see it, you know. But as we wrap up,
okay,
what would be a final message that you would give to somebody who is unsure between gifts and the talent, or who is out there and they are like, man, I like doing this, but how can I know if it's a gift or talent, or how, what would be a final message to them about that?
I'm going to use a phrase that's often used in church. Only what you do for Christ will last. Now, let me preface that by saying this. That doesn't necessarily mean church.
That's good.
That doesn't necessarily mean you got to play at your church on Sunday mornings. That just means that as long as you're doing it for Christ, and as long as you're using your gift and you're operating in spirit and you're flowing in spirit, not just by the way you play, the way you sing, the way you preach, the way you do whatever it is that you do.
It could be the way you send that email at work.
I was just about to say that.
It's the
way that you operate business. It's the way that you handle yourself. It's the way you keep your character. You know what I'm saying? All of that is gift. It's the way you keep your word.
Yes.
And do what you say you're going to do. Gift. Right? So it's important that you do it for Christ. And let me say this before I get up out of here. Church folks, stop telling these musicians that they can't play in a club and play for artists and tour and play for R&B artists or whoever. Stop telling them that, because you don't know the impact that they have based off of their character and their spirit and their gift. Who they're reaching.
I got you.
Who they're reaching. One of my favorite producers of all time, who is now a pastor. His name is Warren Campbell. You may hear his name and think it's familiar. He's the husband of Erica Campbell.
Okay.
From Mary Mary. He's also the producer and writer of several songs that they've done. But he's also produced for people like Brandy. Like, I don't even want to go down the list of names of secular artists that he's produced for. And I remember seeing an interview. I'm trying to remember who it was that gave the interview, but what they said was they told Erica, it may have been Erica being interviewed, and an artist told her, man, when your husband is around us, like, we have to change the whole way that we move just because of who he is. It's not because he asked us to do it. It's just because of the aura that he brings. We operate different around him. And we glad that you allow him to come. Not that she has to allow him, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That you trust him to come. That should have been the best way to say that. But so I said all that to say, don't just limit musicians, and I have to say this just because I am one. Don't limit musicians to church. Just because they're not playing for your church, or they have to go somewhere and do this, or have to go somewhere and do that, that doesn't mean that they're playing for the devil. I saw a video last night. Famed rapper Project Pat from Memphis did a concert in Houston and brought over 100 people to Christ. In a club.
That's wow.
Gifts come without repentance.
And I like the way you said you preface everything with what you do for Christ, what God will last. You know
exactly.
And so even if, like we're saying, being led by the Spirit, if we have to be, when we're being led, if he leads us someplace that don't seem like, you know what I'm saying, like
the right place.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This is
sketchy.
Yeah,
that don't mean don't go. Because if he
might be, because like you said, you may be needed just so people can see your character. Keep your character.
That part is
you got to keep your character though. You know what I'm saying?
That part is important.
But yeah, so I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Respect is hard. Respect is easy to gain, hard to gain, and easy to lose.
Definitely.
So that's real.
Yeah. Especially when they know you're a Christian.
That part.
I thought you was.
I thought you was saved.
Yeah.
You just cussed dude out. You said you were saved. Well, I mean, sometimes things happen.
Boy, let me say this again. Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. Man, I always want to give everybody an opportunity to let people know what you're doing, how to get in contact with you, or what's your handles, anything like that, if you want to let everybody know.
Okay, so like I said, I'm a songwriter and producer. So if you're looking for music, if you're an artist and you want to work with me, I have no problem with that. I also DJ, and I don't just DJ at church, but I also DJ. But if you want to reach out to me, the best way is Instagram, DJ Chris Beats at DJ Chris Beats.
Is it spelled in this particular way? Z,
it's DJ Chris Beats. Beats is spelled BEATZ.
Okay.
So make sure you understand that part. It's a Z instead of an S at the end. Also, Chris McGee on Facebook. My profile, you can add me. I might be at max capacity. So I mean, if you can't, man, come on. If you can't add me, just follow me. It's McGee MCG. EHEE MCG EHEE. I gotta make sure I emphasize that first E because people don't like to spell my name right. But yeah, man, just follow me there, man. Anything that I'm doing, I always post it. And like I said, shoot, you can join me at First Baptist on Sunday mornings. I'm there.
You can't give everybody else church on. No, damn.
I know, my bad. I'm sorry, bro.
No.
And I will do this. I will do a shameless flesh. I will do a shameless plug. Our church hosts a citywide revival every year.
Okay.
It starts on, I believe, August 17th, which is the third Sunday. Let me make sure I get these names right because I don't want to miss nobody. That Sunday morning is Bishop Kenneth L. Robinson. That Sunday night, it'll be two preachers. It'll be Pastor Dwight Townsend and Pastor Stephen T. Robinson. Monday night will be Pastor Philip Pointer from St. Mark.
Okay.
And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is Pastor Clint McFarland. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. All phenomenal preachers. They'll have guest singers, like guest artists every night. Our choir will be singing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But Sunday, you'll get to hear the choir from Longley Baptist Church as well as the choir from New Zion Grove. Okay. Then Sunday night, of course, you'll be able to hear the ministry of St. Mark. Their choir is amazing, and praise them. They do a great job. So, hey, man, come hear these wonderful preachers. I know school is starting, so I understand, but
right.
I just want to make sure I let y'all know that.
You can't say you didn't know.
That part.
And again, I want to emphasize or re-emphasize. He DJs baby showers, family reunions, bar mitzvahs,
birthday parties,
family, all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So holla at DJ Chris Beats.
I don't really do clubs. Now, if it's like a live music joint or something like that, I may. But I don't really do clubs like that. But all the other stuff, I'll do it. And like I said, hit me up. I've written and produced songs for quite a few people. I got some stuff coming out. I don't know if I should say this. I just finished a song for a popular gospel quartet artist in the state. They're nationally known, and they're not from Little Rock. They're from where I'm from.
Okay,
they're from Dumas. I don't want to say their name because we got to make sure.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But we just got finished with the record, and it is crazy.
Wow,
it is crazy. So, and it's an honor too because like I've been knowing these guys like they've been knowing me all of my life, should I say?
Right.
So it's an honor to work with them. No, forget it, man. Pastor Walter Witherspoon and the Racer Brothers, man. Uncle Bobby Pete. Bobby Racer Jr., Dre Spinks, shout out to y'all, man.
Oh, man, the Racer Brothers. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The Racer Brothers.
Again, if you know,
if
you millennials and Gen Zs and I'm done.
everybody
Okay.
don't like quartet, though, so, you know.
But look, again, had another great episode. I do want to do this as always. We want to remind everybody the Equipment Podcast for this summer format. We will not be having in-person services on Sundays. We are doing this for the third quarter, which includes July, which you just finished the first part of our Equipment Podcast, July, August, as well as September. All right, we will be doing this format, okay? Again, I want to thank everybody for your support. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for the comments. Again, hey, continue to interact in your comments on Facebook as well as YouTube because we simulcast. We want to get the word out. We want the algorithm to push it because this is good content, good information, and we are bringing the kingdom to the world, okay? Yes. And so always remember to do all the things like, subscribe, comment, share, everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, this has been Pastor Tim with my good friend, Reverend Chris McGee. You know, I
see how you did. I see what you did.
And we thank you all again for joining us. It's been the Equipment Podcast, and we'll see y'all next time. God bless.